Chloe, otherwise known as Princess Aspian, and welcome to my channel. Just be me. So for today's video, I thought that we would do an autistic assumptions video because I know that I've done a lot of videos about autism because that's what my entire channel is about, and I know that autism, as well as most disabilities and most differently abled people, is one of those things which is very highly stereotyped and very highly has a one set idea and opinion of what that actually is. And a lot of people who have no idea about anything to do with autism whatsoever seem to have a lot of assumptions about it and what we can do and what we can't do and who we are and who we are not. So I went onto my Instagram and I put up a question just saying, send me your assumptions on autistic people. And a lot of responses came in. So we're just gonna get into it, I think. Yes. Whoa, all right, there are a lot here. Where do I even start? Okay, let's just get into it. All right, let's just start from the beginning. Autism is only found in boys. Well, I'm officially changing my name to Prince Aspian. This is actually one that I get a lot, and not as much anymore because I think people are starting to become more like woke. A lot of people still believe this, or a lot of people believe that it is a lot more common in boys, or that boys are kind of like the main group that are affected by autism, and that's just not true. And there's a couple of reasons as to why this is an assumption that people seem to have. Number one is that yes, boys are diagnosed with autism a lot more frequently than girls. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the numbers, I don't know like specific details, but on a base-to-base level, boys tend to have more stereotyped autism traits as opposed to girls, which have less stereotyped autistic traits. When you think of autism, you think of the stereotypes that go with a male autistic brain as opposed to stereotypes that go with a female autistic brain. Which doesn't mean that less women have autism. It actually just means that less women are diagnosed correctly with autism. A lot of women are diagnosed a lot later than men, and a lot of women are also misdiagnosed. I was lucky enough to get diagnosed with autism right away, but it did take a long time to get my diagnosis because the sort of traits and characteristics that I have aren't necessarily a stereotype to autism for a lot of my different things. A lot of girls that I know who are autistic were misdiagnosed so many times, first with bipolar disorder or depression or anxiety or all these other different things which are all autism. So no, boys are not the only ones that are autistic, they're just a lot more easier to diagnose, and as usual, women are not cared about as much as the men. Ooh, we're stepping into dangerous territory. Let's move on to the next question. Autistic people don't have feelings. Everything I do is an act. I don't feel anything. I am actually a robot. I am part zombie. I don't feel at all. Have y'all seen the way that I cry about Louis Tomlinson at least 3 times a day? Also an act because I am a zombie. Autistic people lack empathy. The only people that I lack empathy for is the silly people that say things like autistic people lack empathy. Vaccines cause autism. We're not speaking about this again because I've spoken about it in a lot of my videos and I'm gonna get triggered about it again. Vaccines do not cause autism, and if you think they do, you don't deserve to be a parent. There we go. Let's go on to the next topic now. Autistic people do not make friends at all. Well, I just got triggered. No, that's very false. I actually, believe it or not, have friends. I know, that's ridiculous. Who would want to be friends with me? The stereotype obviously does come from the fact that autistic people do have a struggle with social cues and connecting to people and making friends, but that doesn't mean that we don't have friends. We are very capable of interacting with other human beings. Making friends when you're on the spectrum is hard. I'm not going to try and beat around the bush with that or say that it's not, because it is, and it took me a really long time to find my friendship group, and that's for a lot of different reasons. A lot of people on the spectrum are very naive and very vulnerable and very bad with their social cues. Each time I would make friends, I found out that it wasn't actually a proper, genuine friendship. It was a friendship which was made to use me and to bully me and to belittle me and to treat me the way that I didn't deserve to be treated. And I was never very good at making friends myself because everyone that I wanted to be friends with, I didn't understand how to spark that friendship in the first place. But with that being said, I have friends who are also autistic who are the most socially open, friendly, wonderful people ever, who make all the friends and who everyone loves. And I kind of look at them like, can't relate, wish I could, but I can't. If you're watching this and you go to school with someone who is on the spectrum, no, not even on the spectrum. If you're watching this and you go to school and you see someone who doesn't have any friends, who is struggling to make friends, who sits by themselves at lunchtime, please go over and ask them if they're okay. Please go over and ask them if they want to hang out, if they want to sit with you at lunchtime, because they might say no, and that's fine. But if I had one person in my entire school life that asked me that, my entire school journey would have been so different than it was. That would have been really cool because my school journey was not good. So yes, we can make friends, but sometimes we need help. Autistic people are highly intelligent. Yes, no, sometimes. The world's a big, beautiful place. Some people are really intelligent, some people aren't. We're all smart in our own beautiful, individual, wonderful ways. We are all good at math and suck at sarcasm. I flunked out at math in grade 4. When I was 17, in year 12 at school, my last year, I was doing grade 4 math. That's the equivalent of a 9-year-old. I still can't read a clock. I still can't do my times tables. Also, my entire sense of humor is sarcasm, which is very ironic because I also cannot understand other people's sarcasm for the life of me, which makes conversations very awkward. I'm very sorry, but I have definitely ruined that stereotype for everyone. So, everyone is a little autistic. Girl, that's like saying everyone is a little bit blind. Oh, everyone's a little bit deaf. Everyone's a little bit depressed. Don't we all have a little bit of a nut allergy? Oh, you're an amputee. We all forget to use our legs sometimes. Don't invalidate me and my experiences and who I am by trying to bring yourself into my situation. It doesn't help. It doesn't make you good. It doesn't make you a supporter. It really just annoys everyone involved. So please don't. You're naturally judged when people find out you have autism. Yes, this is true, and it's not nice. I've had friends, not so much anymore, because I've become pretty good at picking my friends and picking the people that I associate myself with and surround myself with. But growing up, I was quite naive and I didn't understand that autism was a bad thing at all. Which it's not a bad thing at all, but I didn't understand that it was a difference that other people thought was bad, or that it was a difference that other people thought was weird or strange or different. I told people that I was autistic, and I remember I had a friend who was my friend for about 3 years, and I told her that I was autistic and she stopped being my friend the next day. She said, I don't want to be friends with you anymore because I don't want to be friends with someone who is like that. And nothing had changed. I hadn't just suddenly been diagnosed with this new thing. I had always been autistic, and some people don't understand that, and some people can't really get it through their heads that just because there's a diagnosis or just because there's a label on something that you've always been, it doesn't change you whatsoever. And the person that you were then is still the person that you are now. And I don't understand why people do that. Because I'm autistic and I'm not good at social cues or reading people, apparently. Or there's been people as well where I've been out or at an event or at a conference or at a whatever, and I'll be talking to someone and chatting with them, getting to know them, and they'll be talking to me very normally and like a normal functioning human being, and then we'll get into discussions and the topic of what you do as a job comes up, and I talk to them about being an autism ambassador and stuff, and as soon as they find out the reason why I'm an ambassador for autism, they instantly start talking to me like I'm a child or that I don't understand the world that I'm living in. They just treat me differently to the way that I was being treated 2 minutes ago. You shouldn't change the way that you treat people because of a stereotype that you have come to know with a certain label. But yeah, it really sucks and people need to stop doing it. Like, stop judging people, man. Be nice to people. Autistic people are all amazing. Heck yes, we are. All autistic people look weird, and if you look normal, that means you are not autistic. I could go on this big tangent here about how autism doesn't change the way that you look and how autism is inside and doesn't reflect on your outside, but I walk around wearing sparkles and flowers all day, so I'm probably not the best example of that. But there are a lot of very normal looking autistic people. There is an autism epidemic. This one drives me almost as batty as people saying that vaccines cause autism. No, there is not an autism epidemic. Autism is not becoming more common. There is not more autistic people now than there was 50 years ago. Autism has always been here. Autism will always be here. The only reason that it's becoming an epidemic or why more people are getting diagnosed is because we're getting better at diagnosing it. And the people that suffered 50 years ago because they were an undiagnosed autistic person are now able to become diagnosed and not have to suffer because our society is getting better at diagnosing. That was a lot, and I can't believe they didn't have to jump cut a single part of that. Autism can be cured with dieting and therapy. Okay. No, autism is not a disease. Autism is not an illness. Autism is not something that you're going to cure with a vegan diet or with antibiotics or with essential oils or with special therapy. Autism cannot be cured. Autism is not something that needs to be cured. Autism is not something that needs to be changed or cured or treated or removed. Yes, there are some parts of autism which can be helped and changed and grow with certain types of positive therapy, but autism cannot be changed. Autism cannot be removed. Autism is not something bad that needs to be cured. Get that through your head. We don't need to be cured. We don't need to change. We don't need to change the way that our brains work just to fit in with what you people think is a normal, healthy brain. It's the world that needs to change. It's the world that needs to change their mindset, not us. We're fine. We are living our best lives. Everyone with autism is a genius in a certain area. If we're technically speaking on a savant level, then the answer is no. But technically, I like to say yes. People who have seen my videos and seen me speak before know that I strongly, with all of my heart, believe that every single person on the autism spectrum has this thing that I like to call an eye sparkle or a superpower, something that they are incredible at and something which makes them happy and ignites this fire inside of them and just lights them up and makes them feel like they have a purpose. And I fully believe with all of my heart that everyone on the autism spectrum has that. And if you haven't found it yet, that does not mean it doesn't exist. It just means that you need to keep looking for it, because I promise you it's there and you have got it. And when you find it, you are going to be so amazed with the power that you have within you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that all of these powers, all of these eye sparkles are going to be on a savant level. We're not going to all be able to play Mozart by the time we're 4 years old. We're not all going to become crazy brain surgeons. But we don't need to have a genius power to make us incredible. And I think it's really important that we find not only the power within ourselves, but help other people to find theirs too, and really focus on those powers and to really focus on what those things are, because the sooner that we start looking at all of these incredible, wonderful things that each person can do, instead of these silly things that these people can't do, like read a clock or times tables, then that's when our world is going to really come together properly. Because at the moment, we believe that a certain set of skills and a certain outlook of life is considered genius, is considered good, is considered right, and that's just not correct. But as soon as we start to understand each other's superpowers and the things that we're good at and not care about these silly things that we can't do, that's when our world is going to start to thrive. That's when we're going to really start to be able to come together and do these incredible things, which as a society, we're not doing at the moment, because we're not partaking in understanding everyone's individual achievements and everyone's individual talents and everyone's individual things that they're good at and wonderful at and incredible at. So yes, everyone who is on the spectrum is a genius. I think that's all the assumptions that we're going to do today. There are a lot more, but I want to be able to save more for more videos, because this is more than enough of my face for one day. Also, if you guys are still here, I have officially got new pins out for sale at the moment. They are the same as my old ones. The writing is just black now instead of rose gold, because I think it makes it a lot more like obvious of what it's saying. So if you guys want to buy them, they're available on my shop, which is linked down below, as well as all of my t-shirts, jumpers, communication cards, and I think that's all that we have for sale at the moment. Also, by the time you guys are watching this, I will be in America, so this will be the last sit down video that you guys will see for a little bit, and I'm really excited about it. But I will be filming when I'm in America, and I will be doing videos then. So, sorry, you're not getting a break from me, I'm still here. Anyway, that is the video for this week, guys. If you guys did like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I don't mind. Do whatever makes you feel happy. Do whatever makes you feel good. Make sure you're kind to yourself, drink water, stay hydrated, stay kind to yourself, stay kind to other people, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.